do you know? It's Friday. Welcome to DBS this morning. It's a beautiful day in the Helen of the West. We are privileged to be here to take it into the homes and wherever you may be, taking us in this morning. We've got two amazing features. We plan to balance it off. It's a weekend, yes, but by the time we get out of this weekend, we'll be smacked down into a whole heap of bacchanal. So we might not get the time to include those balances. So we have a balance here today, and we hope you're going to enjoy it. But first, let's tap into the news desk. Let's see what's happening.
Good morning. In a bold move, CARICOM heads have backed full free movement of all categories of people in the community. The announcement was made at the closing press conference of the 45th regular conference of CARICOM heads of government in Trinidad and Tobago on Wednesday, 5th July.
We certainly have to enhance functional cooperation among our nations. These are the things which matter to the average person on the streets in the Caribbean community, that they can see tangible benefits in all of these fancy decisions and all of these documents, but how do we make life better for people? And we spoke about hassle-free travel. When you get to a point, you don't have to be harassed. We have to feel, the ease of moving from one country to the other within the Caribbean community.
Under the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, which falls under the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, CARICOM nationals are allowed to freely move in participating countries to engage in gainful economic activity. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Food Security and Rural Development has made the proactive move to establish a task force to combat the advancing deadly tropical race 4 banana disease. Tropical race 4 is a soil-borne pathogen that attacks the roots of the banana plant, causing wilting by clogging the plant's vascular system and eventually killing the entire plant. The disease is not in St. Lucia, but the Ministry of Agriculture is in the process of unfolding and implementing a series of activities to heighten awareness about TR4 and how to prevent its entry into the island.
What we can see happening presently is that TR4 is extremely devastating. When we look at what has happened with Tropical Storm Brett, we had probably about 75% crop banana damage island-wide. Now, while that is extremely devastating, comparatively speaking, what you can find happening with TR4, which is a soil-borne disease, it would wipe out the entire industry. And TR4 is a soil-borne fungus, and it lives in the soil. It can live in the soil for over 30 years. The nature of our many small holdings throughout the island, the ripple impact can be enormous. So I just would really like to highlight the significance of ensuring that we as the public, as farmers, as stevedores, persons that work at the ports, whether it be the airport or the seaport, all of us, our role is extremely essential in ensuring that we play our part to ensure that TR4 does not reach our shores.
The Ministry of Agriculture continues to underscore the importance of preparedness in the event the disease arrives on the island. The disease has already been found in Venezuela. The Monsignor Patrick Anthony Folk Research Center, the FRC, has unveiled the calendar of events for its 50th anniversary celebrations. Activities include the launch of the FRC's new website and special programming within Moi Heritage Creole. The FRC will also look to honor the work of Creole announcers during the October Festival.
We are looking forward to putting together a booklet on the founding members of FRC, which includes Baba Boots, who said that he's now his age. He's been around for a long time. People like Papo Compton, people like Osbert Duvey. Some of you may not know about this. There's also Bams, who's now in England, who is our ambassador. And who else did I forget? Okay, we had also Shaft, and also we had Didicus Jules, another one again.
The FRC has also planned a grand ball as a fundraising activity and will also look to expand its promotion of Creole literacy and the St. Lucian culture for another 50 years. The opposition United Workers' Party continues to grumble about what it says is the government's deafening silence on gun violence.
I want to point out to St. Lucians, in case they have not realized, because it has become so rampant that perhaps some people have lost count or stopped counting. We are now just halfway through the year 2023, and we are approaching 50 homicides in St. Lucia. At this rate, we can easily record 100 or more St. Lucians losing their lives as a result of violent crime for this year. If this does not get the attention of our leaders in this country, if this is not sufficient for them to pay attention and to act, I do not know what will.
The party's PRO spoke against the backdrop of 3 separate shootings which claimed the lives of 5 individuals over the last weekend. Those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Thank you very much, News Desk. We'll be right back. Now in our first feature, we had reason recently to pop into the Constitution Park to witness a showcasing of some brilliance undertaken by our special needs students under a project called Equip that is funded by the World Bank. Well, what do you know? Strolling through Castries and you know already Zafir Moon, I see things happening, so I definitely popped up, and now I'm understanding that something really brilliant and amazing is happening here today. We have Edith with us here. Edith, of course, is from Equip. Equip is, tell us about Equip, St. Lucia. Edith, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay, and
Wonderful.
thank you for participating. Thank you for showing up and minding our business.
I'm minding the business.
Minding our Zafir. But the Equip, the acronym stands for Education Quality Improvement Project, and this is a massive initiative that is funded by the Caribbean Development Bank and the government of St. Lucia. It is a massive initiative that is designed to really transform our education sector in terms of enhancing the provisioning for our students overall, our teachers, the parents, you know, the principals and other stakeholders, the community at large. But we have careful attention paid to the students with special education needs.
Wow.
Because we recognize under this project that these students typically have been marginalized over the several years, decades, within our society. And so this initiative here is designed to spark a shift, spark a change, and to really allow, hopefully, for society to better embrace those children and their families.
Wow, this is this is remarkable stuff, because today we're seeing a showcasing of things that they are involved in as students, and we can also purchase some brilliant, agricultural projects. So many things are happening. So definitely we do not need to count them out.
Exactly.
You know, they are very much capable of lending to the development of any space.
Exactly. Very creative, very talented, quite entrepreneurial, quite enthusiastic, quite passionate. They do have something to offer, and I think it is really a miss of us for the decades that we have counted them out. It really has been something that we really have done incorrectly, and I'm happy. Yes, the ministry and the government of St. Lucia, by extension, has seen the need for this project and created a platform for those individuals, for the students, for the schools.
Is this one of many to come?
Yes,
we have some more in the pipeline.
Yes, we have had several over the life of this project. We have had several initiatives. This is, I guess, on the final leg of this project. This is our final effort to really have some massive publicity. We're hoping that beyond the life of this project, we will have some continuity. But ultimately, we may have smaller events, and we're hoping you can participate, you can show up and mind our business.
Let us know. We will be happy to be here.
We'll be having smaller events. We'll be having events focusing on the parents of those children, because we recognize, again, the parents really have been bearing this burden silently. Many parents that we have encountered for different platforms or meetings or consultations, the parents are at a point of frustration. And it's quite understandable, because they have no understanding of the child with special education needs, what the medical condition is, how to care for the child. The finances are lacking. Some parents have been forced into unemployment to care for the children. And so the parents have not felt or received the level of support required to care for a child in this circumstance. And so we want to have a symposium for these parents as well. We have had before, we hope to have some others. We also want to have some symposiums for the children, the siblings of the children we send, because we recognize some of the siblings are quite resentful, quite bitter to have a brother or sister or sisters, because you may have multiple in one house. Where you have these children are getting all of the financing, all of the emotional attention and care by the parents. And the students, the sibling in the household who is quote unquote normal, is feeling shortchanged because, hey, I need certain resources and I cannot just receive it because my sibling needs it more than I do. The emotional attention is not there. So we want to have a symposium for these children as well, so they can feel that their voices are heard, the emotions are valued, understood, respected, and we give them a platform to vent and to at least see how they can now come to acceptance and be, you know, a more instrumental part in supporting the family and the child or the brother or the sister in the household who has sense. So we're hoping to give support to them.
This is such a holistic approach.
Yes.
Certainly some thought would have had to have gone into putting this together when you guys
Yes.
thought of it. So tell me about the initial planning of this project.
Well, this project came about because under this project we have had several consultancies really assessing St. Lucia's education sector. And these consultancies were very instrumental in us determining where we need to pump money into St. Lucia's education sector. And with many of the consultancies, the finding has been that the students, the family, the SEND sector really has been marginalized, really has not gotten any publicity. And these persons have been sidelined. So with this initiative, we began, the entire project, all of the consultancies, we began tapping into how can we address the stigma, the ingrained stigma that is linked to SEND. How can we have persons becoming more accepting and more tolerant of children with SEND, and the parents to feel less embarrassed about having a child with SEND, because all of us in some way do have a special education need. And so we really began planning and thinking, how can we get the voices of the children heard? How can we get them seen? And so we thought it prudent by having this activity here to really showcase the other side of students with special education needs. They are not just students who are, who cannot speak, who cannot support themselves, who are not intellectually, present as we are, but they are students who may have certain challenges, but they are just as capable. And so we thought this initiative would provide a platform for that, to show them, portray them in a different light altogether.
That being said, solution is one of the problems. We want to change a mindset, we want to change an approach. How can we, general public, lend to that entire mission?
Well, definitely the public can lend support, by today, for the start, by coming in, supporting the schools, patronizing, buy as much as you can, support the schools. But subsequent to today, we want the public to really be involved. If you see a family in your community who has a child with special education needs or children, you can lend a hand of support to the parents, some emotional support, and whatever support you can extend. If you have, students who are in the schools, even with as teachers, we can be more patient and more tolerant. And as the public, we can also be more patient and tolerant of persons who may see acting out. And we may think it's acting out, but they just have a special education need, which of course results in the behavior that we may perceive to be deviant. So we need to be a bit more patient, a bit more understanding as the public. We need to provide opportunities. If we can employ them, we can definitely open up our doors to them as employers. Of course, we have the financing houses. How can we support those persons who are differently able to, or, well, that's not a term we can use anymore. But how can we support students with special education needs, or individuals or adults? Because many of them leave the schools and they are remain unemployed. They are not absorbed into society. So the public...
Wonderful. All right, so how can we stay connected with you? How can we stay connected
well, you can definitely reach out to the Equip office. We have our Gmail account, equipprojectslu@gmail.com, or our desk line, you have 4685-251, 4685-5237, or 3257, sorry, and 5257.
And now for our second feature, Panorama is this Sunday, and we caught up with the fantastic music arranger, Crystal. Well, it's that time again. The season is definitely on. This Sunday is going to be the National Panorama competition. And the pan men and pan women, oh boy, what can we say again? Well, here we are again, making a call again to be hoping that somewhere in the pit of your hearts, if you're sitting down somehow, you know you're going to find it within you to get off or get past the lip service some way, somehow, and continue to put some more effort into the pan men and the pan culture. Because we do not want it to die. We do not want to say if we did know after it's done, die out. And persons like Crystal here have lost all interest and all hope and all motivation to continue to put effort into this brilliant and wonderful craft and bit of our culture as a Caribbean people. Yes. Crystal Nesta is the name, and she is the arranger and the leader, the leader of fantastic music. Crystal, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Wonderful.
A little stressed because, you know, the season is on. 3 days left till Panorama. Yes. But I'm getting there with the help and support of the band and persons who have assisted us. You know, we getting there.
Right. Now, I want to talk to you about Fantastic because Fantastic has been around for how long now?
We are 12 years old. We started off in 2011 thereabouts after North Stars decided to, you know, not take part in Panorama anymore. We decided to come together, a few of us who are members of North Stars. We decided to come on board and start a new band, and we call it Fantastic Music because we are fantastic players, right? So we have been on the scene in Panorama, Panorama scene for almost 12 years or 11 years thereabout. We have participated in Junior Panoramas, which is one of the fields where we need a comeback of Junior Panorama. And we have been in the top 3 for most of our time on the scene.
Wow.
We are very small bands and big bands. We had second place. We had a very, very, very lovely season with the help of Pantime, who helped us start off. Yeah, kudos to Pantime for supporting us. They're still supporting us, you know. We have an exchange of players every now and then where some of the Pantime players, some of the Babuno players come on board to help us. Yeah.
Right. What is it like preparing for competition? Because listen, we keep hearing it, and look at and Panorama is like 3 days away. And guess what? We have not been hearing too much about the pan itself. You have not been hearing. I mean, yes, it's on the calendar, but in terms of the effort, you know, as a people, we see going into the other events. If I didn't come searching, we probably wouldn't hear nothing via our TV in that regard, you know, concerning like a little feature on the pan men and pan women. What is it like, you know, staying consistent? How difficult it is to, you know, keep motivating yourself? You have to have a real passion for this. What keeps you and your team members driven?
I am following my dream. My dream was to have my own band, and it's coming true. I'm seeing it in the flesh. It's reality now, but then there's still this thing where the culture is not appreciated, is not known to the young ones. So for us, we try to stay consistent throughout the year. You'll not see anything, but because we work behind the scenes, the sleepless nights, the early mornings, where we practice for almost 6 hours, you know, we're on our feet. But for us, we start off the year, the Panorama season, where we decide which song we're playing first. And then we pull the section leaders in the band to learn the music, and then they pass on the music. And then closer to Panorama, everybody falls in and everybody learn the music. Yeah.
And it's been working clearly because you've been holding top. Yes, you've been holding like in the top 3 spots. Yes. So maybe this year just might be the year.
Yeah, we praying, we hoping for a miracle that this year they see us for who we really are, because we have been on the scene and we have a very good team of players, exceptional players. They are very skillful. They are very good. Some of them are musicians who play with other bands where they play other instruments like the bass guitar, the violin, the cello. These people play music. It's their passion, it's their love. And for them to be able to play steel pan as well,
Wonderful. All right. Well, you know, in general, what would you like to say to John Public, when it concerns pan, that very vital part of our culture? Because if we don't do what is necessary, persons like yourself, sooner or later, is going to start losing the vibe, you know. And next thing we know, we wake up one day and there's no more pan as part of our culture. So what do you want to say to John Public in terms of ensuring that we continue to do what is necessary to keep pan a part of our culture?
Well, for me, I love the support from the parents who send the young ones out, because it's a generation gap where it have myself and the others who are in it, and now we have this, break, no junior panorama. There's no following, there's no sponsorship, there's no continuity. No continuity. So for us, we are doing this year for them. It's to show the parents, to show the commercial sponsors and them that this is what we are doing. We need the support from them, and we would like the public, John public, to come out to Panorama on Sunday, to see them in action, to see how they love what they do, to see how skillful they are behind that steel pan.
Wonderful. Well said, and I hope that John public will take heed and I'm certainly going to be there, by the way. I will be there. So I'm looking forward to it. I used to be a pan player at one time as well. I played the seconds, and I wanted to start to learn to play the bass, but I don't know, it just sounded like it was rough, huh? Yeah. I wanted to play bass, but then you know what? I said after a while I left school and that was it. I didn't follow, but I always have that passion, and I do believe we need to do what is necessary to keep pan alive.
We do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wonderful. So fantastic it is. We're coming out on
fantastic
Sunday.
Music. We are playing position number 3. Show starts at 7. Tickets are $30 for adults and $15 for children.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine, we have Suzanne from Studio Fit and Healthy 911 and myself, Shani, from SocaCize St. Lucia. Let's get ready to flaunt with SocaCize. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a cardio soca jam routine to Plaque by Umpa and Servants. Let's go! Alright, so we're going to dip in our laundry basket and hang out the clothes. Let's go. Down, up, down, up, down. Let's go. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. We're going to lunge and squat. Let's go. Lunge. Squat. Squat. Right. Yes. Keep going. Chest up. Right. 4, 3. In our hands, we wash it. Let's go. Position no black. Next load. Down and let's go. Woo. Now wash it. Clean. You're bending skills. Giving chills. 4, squeaky. Clean. 3. Now wash it. Clean. 2. You're bending skills. Lunge. Squat. Make sure your knees strong. Yes. When you bend down. Aha. Or you squat down. Washing the form. Make sure your knees strong. When you bend down. Or you squat down. 4, 3, 2. Wash it. It's making black. Position no black. Body go black. Mate that down black. Let's go. Squeaky. Now wash it. You're bending skills. Giving chills. Squeaky. 3, 2. Lunge. Make sure you're strong. When you bend down or you squat down. Washing the form. Make sure your knees strong. As low as you can go. While you scoop down, washing the wash it. It's making black. Hey. Position no black. One body go no black. Mate that out black. It's making black. Position no black. Hey. One body go no black. Mate that out black. Squeaky. Now wash it, clean. You're bending skills, giving chills. 4, squeaky, clean. 3, wash it, clean. 2. You're bending skills, you know it. Giving. Make sure you're strong when you bend down. Now if you can't go too low, that's okay. Step it. Good. When you bend down, 4, 3. Last load. Make it black. Position no black. When go no black. Mate that out black. Woo! That was this morning's session. We hope you are feeling sexy, sultry, and strong. Do remember to flaunt today.
And that's all we have for you for today and this week. Hope you're going to join us again on Monday. Have a wonderful and a safe weekend. Remember, we've got a whole host of things. We've got the Soca Monarch competition and Power Soca tonight. So I hope you're going to go on out and support your favorite person. And then, of course, we've got the Calypso on Saturday. We do have Pan and the kids session on Sunday. So enjoy it and be safe.